Well, she's late. Give me another drink.
You got it.
I hope she didn't get too lost on the way here. I know traveling to Dreamscape is difficult for some.
This fucking thing on desktop. Thank you. There you go.
It's a nice swanky place, though. Huh?
Yeah, it is.
You made
Hi.
it! What happened?
I'm so sorry.
Come
I found
here.
a pretty rock, and I got distracted, and while I was exploring, I walked while I was looking at the rock, and that just got me lost.
Well, we're here!
We're here!
Welcome in, everyone! We got
Hi,
the
how you doing?
trio. It's Orbit! We have Orbitina here, and Dr. Resurgence manning the bar, as well as he can.
Hello! I'm on desktop. This sucks.
Close enough. There we go. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Just for the fuckery of it, just floating bottle.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
No,
Yay!
we really don't. This is a new thing, a new idea, prototype at best in all cases.
I mean,
But
what?
it's a
What are you
cool,
talking about?
cool possible idea. We're here to discuss basically anything, but the main topic at hand is, I'm curious if this actually will work. Let's see if it works. I'm going to put us in space for a second. It does work. Look at that. Look at that. We're in space.
Oh, that looks so cool.
Such is the benefits of a dreamscape.
That looks so cool. Man,
and back to the bar.
Why? You're the bartender. You should have. Never mind. Never mind.
It's his own bar. He could drink from his own bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Drink your own supply.
Never mind.
Throw it.
Yeah, fuck it. We're in a dreamscape. This won't run out.
So.
Welcome to the Cosmic
Cosmic Alcoholics. Cosmic Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah.
I'm an alcoholic.
The Alcoholics Anonymous, and you just walk in, a guy's doing this.
Going here in the middle of it.
Walk in, a guy's doing this in the AA meeting.
Like, fuck it, I didn't even want to be here. I was forced to be here.
Is that why you're drinking?
I'm gonna relapse. Fuck you people.
He's like, yeah, I have a problem with drinking.
It's terrible.
I have a problem with drinking. What's that bottle in your hand? Fuck!
Yeah.
No.
Like, oh, it happened again. Spontaneous alcohol. Yeah, damn it.
Just randomly leave, like as the topics get terrible, I'm just gonna whee, goodbye.
Yeah. Just completely dissociate.
Yeah.
Welcome to the dreamscape where spontaneous alcoholism happens. You think you're fine, and then you just have a half-empty bottle of whiskey in your hand.
Yep.
I don't know about you. I have energy drink in mine. Like the cup that's in my hand right now, not this glass, but the glass in my hand right now, is energy drink.
I'm just
I have
from my KFC I got
an apple bourbon from a company known as E&J.
That sounds so good.
It's very nice, but I I got
Mine-
turbo mega sloshed last night, so I'm gonna hopefully not do that again tonight, at least until after stream. You guys don't want to see that. You don't want to see when Martyr gets into his his crying fits. So we're gonna not do that.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah. And listen, I've got a great concoction. I've got the Cosmic Stardust Alani mixed with the Juneberry Red Bull. It'll be a great time tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But we have. What's the best way of phrasing this? We have 3 people with incredible lore currently in one room. The only time something like this has ever happened previously is... I can't think of anything off the top of my head. The Cold War? Possibly? Having that many smart people in one room?
Damn.
That is not where I thought this was going.
Yeah, alright, so we're talking about communism now. No.
Okay, I'm out.
Communism.
No,
Yeah, you're off at the counter and shit. Communism. Let me tell you about communism.
Get out of the fucking cameras!
I don't want your ass in my face, please.
Around the bar.
I didn't realize it was that kind of establishment here.
But
I have made this a mess.
yeah, a little bit, but that's why we brought you here.
Yeah.
You're the designated bartender. You run... what the hell is that establishment called? Fuck is your tavern called?
What, me?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to Orbit. Until you said tavern, I thought you were talking to Orbit. I run a tavern called the Flaming Moth.
That's it. This is a far fetch from the, the Flaming Moth, but
Yeah,
I feel like if
they don't have
Resurgence,
LEDs in there.
yeah, whatever Resurgence, I cannot for the life of me put his real name into my head. There's already enough of those up there. But I feel like if he survived into modern era, this is what it would look like. This is what he would do with his life.
Yeah, more or less.
It'd look something like this.
Damn.
I can't show any of you because I'm not moving the camera just in case, because it's whatever. But there's signs and stuff all over the walls and trash on the floor and stuff. You should clean this up, by the way.
What the hell is this over here? It's just an empty bottle of what... It looks like cleaning solution.
So you tried to clean the floor, it was just like, nah, fuck it. I can't be asked.
I got drunk.
You drank the cleaner.
There's a stage over there which with the TV behind it, I assume is for karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a karaoke stage.
You got karaoke.
But what happened? I really need to ask what happened to your housekeeper. Like, what did you do to scare her off? Because this.
You're bold to assume that I could hire a housekeeper to begin with.
Well, then all you have to do is give them some alcohol, right? Right.
In my home world, I am considered a fucking legend, and anyone who meets me is usually scared of me. Hiring someone to work for me is it'll be a cold day in hell.
Yeah, that does happen though.
Listen, some people are desperate enough. I mean,
True.
took a job as a
I haven't
janitor
met them
once,
personally, but yeah, there definitely is. Oh, there's other options as well. There's a billiards table that's currently not there because rendering, but don't worry about that.
Yeah,
And
billiards, there's
Probably turn that off.
Oh, it's a speaker.
And technically there's a stripper pole, but that we also removed because monetization.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I don't
talk about the.
I don't physically see any of us using that, so
What? What? You don't think Doctor would want to use it?
I wouldn't.
Man barely can lift his arm. I don't know how you pull that off.
My arms. I can't
That's
even lift
when-
my arms.
that's
I
when
can
he
do
does the
this. I
crouch,
can do
like,
this.
right in
I
front
can
of it,
do
like-
this.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah, that's it. You can just dump wine on your head.
That's the extent of my abilities on this fucking computer.
You know what? Fair.
But no,
It's a sad day.
the bigger topic at hand is the fact of, besides your universe, our universes have a lot of cosmic horror in them. A lot of space travel.
Cosmic horror.
Yeah, you have gods and such, but the majority of the context in your universe takes place in a single galaxy. If not, like, I don't know, a couple planets.
A couple planets, not a lot.
Yeah. While you're out
Travel the
there,
universe.
yeah, you're out there exploring the universe and its desolate whatever's be damned with the Orblings. How do you properly say that? Is it Orblings?
It's actually I call them my starlings just to make it
Starlings,
easy.
that was the word.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of Mofflings. That's what
actually
you call yours.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah, Mofflings are what I call my viewers because
Yeah.
there's a random thing that was said and I just stuck with it.
While I've recently started calling my viewers dreamers, because I protect dreams.
Cute,
That's
I
my
like that.
whole. That's my whole thing. Is I'm a dream catcher, which I think I'm going to do that at
That's so
some point when I
cute.
remake this model.
Oh man, that will be so exciting to see. I actually, I stumble. Drift, stay still. Thank you. I stumble over my words a lot because with ADHD, I talk a little too fast sometimes. And I went to say in my closing one day, I'm traveling the stars. See you around, my darlings, because I used to call them just darlings, but then I called them starlings, and it just stuck. Everybody loved it, so
That's pretty good. Yeah, that would work. That would definitely work.
yeah.
So I can't exactly bring you guys to my universe as much as I would love to show it off. And anyone who wants to see that can go check out the archives. But
Mhm.
I'm not entirely aware of your universe, and I know a little bit about his. I talk a lot about mine on this channel. So, since you're the guest, and because that rock screwed you up earlier, you can explain your universe a little bit and give us the rundown.
So all right. So hi for anybody who doesn't know who I am. My name is Orbitana, or you can call me Orbi for short. I come from a little planet known as Vokakaro. Hive mind who just main goal was to attract as many beings from every universe as they could. You know, join the hive kind of deal.
Yeah.
My main job as I'm not outing that part of my lore yet. My main job was to be the main source of attraction, and so I created what is known as the Starlight Circus. With the Starlight Circus, I would bring as many people as we could to the world, and in payment, I was given a force field around my area so that I would not have to be connected to all the voices, because I couldn't handle that.
All right.
That force field's actually what saved me, because an asteroid hit my planet and made it blow up.
It must have been a pretty big asteroid.
It was a very big asteroid. So
I mean,
now I travel the cosmos, my little asteroid, trying to rebuild my hive.
all right. So that's brilliant. That means we have 3 people here whose all their backstories revolve around isolation.
Yeah.
In 3 completely different ways. That's stunning, actually.
It's one of the reasons I really loved your lore, because I was like, oh, this is a good take on that.
Oh, trauma. I love it. Thank you. I needed this today.
Listen, we love a good trauma.
Angst, my favorite. So,
That flavor.
again, I always talk about my lore all the time, such as such. So, Doc, since you're also here, how about you explain what happens to you?
It's like just basic backstory.
Yeah, the situation of your isolation.
All right, so when I was born and already didn't quite look normal with white hair, really pale skin, and black and gold eyes. Some people were kind enough to raise me for a short period of time, but when I started to grow in moth antenna, kind of like a baby growing in teeth, they decided I must have been some curse from the gods, and I was on my own from around the age of 4.
Goat baby logic.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
For a while, I was fending for myself. As time went on, I became a knight and befriended the princess, who became my wife. I fought several gods in that time, and eventually a disease that came to be known as the consumption spread throughout my home, Brighton. I was one of the unfortunate many that fell sick to it, and I thought that for sure I was going to end up dead after I was finally having a good moment in my life. A man approached me and said that he could help me and I could be with my wife, and I took it. What I didn't know is that Amara, my wife, was also sick and was willing to let herself die so we could be together in the afterlife. What I found out was that that man knew, and this was a trick. I was accused of killing my wife, and since then I've been on my own, immortal, and trying to get back at that bastard.
Go.
And I
Damn.
In
I should say
isolation
this
by... No, you know what? You say it while I try and
Piss-
remember what the hell this word is.
I should say, because some people have said some things about the immortality trope. I choose to stay immortal. There are gods that have offered to kill me, and I can do it myself. I choose to keep it so that I have more time to go kill that fucker.
Yeah. So you are
Yeah,
isolated
despite,
through...
I like it.
You're isolated through mutation, while Orbit is
More or less,
isolated
yes.
through destruction. And I am isolated through your isolation, actually.
Mm.
You have natural disaster. You didn't have a choice. You have a choice at least staying. I kind of fucked. I grabbed that. All right. You know what? I have this now. You decided to stay isolated through a curse. And I was given an impossible task and left to rot.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, for those that don't know, or haven't seen the lore video, or just couldn't deduce the lore video very well, which some people didn't, they kind of just saw it and went, ooh, colors. But, some people are like that. My situation, and it still must unfroil, is I am from a species of creatures known as Archelites, which are dream watchers. They deal with and take care of the residents of reality, you guys, and your dreams, hopes, and ambitions. I was never good at completing any of my tasks. It was never a case of I wasn't good enough, it was just things always seemed to go wrong with me. I always took the bullet, I always took the flak. So much so that the corporates started to call me the Martyr. Almost insultingly, but I wore it as a badge of honor. And now, well, Now I've been given a task to watch over a growing universe, almost 25 years in the making. A universe created and bonded through the souls and minds of nearly 20 people. The problem is that universe is never going to stop growing. It's not a casual universe. It's not a fictitious idea of infinite planets. It's a detailed existence down to its very core, where every planet has a name and every face has a reason. And now I'm not allowed to leave that library until it's finished. And the situation of that just kind of broke me a little bit. But in the end, here we are. Though isolated, we still have friends. Though different, we still conquered all. At least as much as possible.
Whether you want them to or not, friends will appear.
Yep.
They will.
And you can only hope that they have your back without fault. Now, in sense of that, and since we have those ideas, probably go into a tangent on, the literal details of the universes themselves. I want to talk science. The literal situations that to be dealt with when dealing with, numbers this big. Not hundreds, not thousands, not even millions, but billions of planets. Possibly. When, well, in Resurgence case, it's more like billions of people. Each face has a name and a reason to be there.
Listen, I'm gonna end up at this part just become, that meme of the lady looking at all different kinds of numbers, kind of confused.
Yeah.
Just kind of me.
I get really deeply scientific when it comes to my work.
Nothing wrong with that. I've been studying all day for my own stuff for medical assistance, so my brain's a little fried. So
well, I'll try not to get too deep in thought with it then.
You are perfectly fine. Go on your tangent as much as you like. And if I try to do it myself though, I might.
Yeah, my
brain might short circuit a little bit.
So if you try to tangent on your own stuff, your brain's just gonna be done.
If I try to tangent on the real life aspects, I can talk a little bit about it, but going into a full tangent might just make my brain go into school mode.
Yeah.
And I'll start talking medical jargon instead.
Well, whatever skills and knowledge we have is usually what we put into our stories.
Yeah, that's
I'm not actually that knowledgeable of cosmic in most regards, or space. I left that entirely to my brother, who, for those who don't know him, go ahead and look through any of my stuff. You're going to find Bob eventually, because that motherfucker says the craziest stuff.
He's the guy who has the Pikmin thing as his Fugi, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yep.
I say some out-of-pocket
really
things. He gets worse with it. I don't know how, but he has been far worse with
really
it.
Does.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. In the last year, I have met like 3 people that say some real out-of-pocket shit. Martyr being one of them.
I mean, Bob said the greatest goddamn thing for a short. I managed to catch it when we were playing Elden Ring, and Oh yeah, that's the added extra thing. I don't know what context you have for Resurgence being a streamer, or maybe that's just like disconnected.
That's just kind of a that's just kind of disconnected. I tried thinking up a reason, nothing really came to mind.
Yeah, me and Orbit have a reason, which is you're trying to connect to more people, and I'm completely, literally isolated and have nothing to fucking do.
You're just bored out of your mind.
Yeah, so I play games to kind of reach out to the interwebs. But crap, what was I talking? Bob, right? So when I was playing Elden Ring previously, he did a short, and I love this sort of horror, and my reaction was absolutely fucking genuine because I forgot it was in the game. He dragged me to a location off in the middle of literal bumfuck nowhere, Elden Ring, like lands between middle and nowhere. And we walk into a room and we're just approaching something, and I'm confused at what it is, and then I realize what it is. And I say, like, what the fuck is this? You drag us literally to the ends of hell? And he's like, wait, what do you mean the ends of hell? It's just a dead god. And then we end up.
Don't worry about it, just a dead fucking god.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
And we ended up killing like 5 dudes in front of it for unspecific reasons. Go check out that VOD. That was actually a pretty good one. Gotta play more Elden Ring. We were like a month in between each stream. But I love playing with that as a concept of cosmic horror. Is like, here's a thing that's currently dead or dying, and I'm not going to tell you what did that to it. Just tell you how powerful this thing was.
Always fun to play with it.
I'm just going to tell you how powerful this thing was, and the fact that it's currently on its deathbed. And you're going to have to deal with the cosmic horror of the fact that there is something out there that did this. So.
Also, I'm very late, but hi, Burb. Hi, Zaku.
Hey, yo. All right. I think they're still here.
Yeah, I'm looking at your chat like every once in a while, just going like this to kind of see.
I got it on my wrist.
I wasn't able to figure that out.
Yeah, it's confusing. I don't know how the hell I pulled it off either. But Bob makes the villains, or villains, air quotes, villains, of the universe I watch over. And a major one is that the entire thing is cut up into short stories, as far as I've done it so far. So at one point, we pulled a very amusing wool over the eyes, where there's a place known as the Hub, and I know people are going to take it out of context, but that's what we called it. It's literally the center of the universe. It's limbo.
Ooh.
It is a flat plane that goes on for like well past the fucking diameter of a planet. And it's just a desert. It's damn near an infinite desert. An infinite desert surrounded by infinite water. And on this flat Earth plane, there are things that watch over it. There's like 5 or 6 deities of sort. One of them takes on the appearance of a minotaur, and it watches over the wildlife, flora, fauna, all of that of the Hub. And in a short story, some of the people of the Hub came across his corpse.
Oh.
And this is literally the god of nature of Limbo. And they find his skull, kind of just resting outside of the...
Killed it.
Yeah, outside of like the... I don't want to say infinite, but infinite forest. And it was just a detail in the story. It wasn't a major plot point. But they come across it, and it's like, that's That's Goliath. That's the god of nature, or the deity of nature. And it's been dead for a while, huh? Then in a completely separate storyline, the major antagonist of the universe, a creature known as Zio, the monarch, shows up on the hub, and Goliath fights him.
Hmm.
And at this point, Zio's not that strong. He's not that powerful. He's getting there. But the emissary and him, mainly the emissary, starts fighting Goliath first, and he cannot damage him. Like, whatever Goliath is made out of, nothing the emissary can do harms him. The literal only damage the emissary manages to get off is slicing off his fingertips.
Ooh.
But, as the fight goes on and some other things happen, Zio gets really angry and unlocks a new ability, which is defense negation. He literally channels a thing known as anti-cosmic into pure radiation and cuts his head off.
I love that.
But
Is
those two stories are
insane.
well separated from each other. So for a good chunk of time of the stories I've read in order, it's just like, who the hell, what the hell possibly could be that powerful? And then Zio comes into the picture, and everything starts making sense. Because
Right.
I have a long list, hilariously long list, of about, I think it was like 113 species of sorts, ranging from humans to named aliens to other things. And then there's demigods and gods. Zio sits in a category all on his own as a god eater. He is a predator of gods.
Oh.
Damn.
And he becomes his own personal cosmic horror in his own way. Let me try and remember a perfect thing. So there were 3 wars that happened throughout the universe. And in the second one, Zio does something very dangerous that in any other context I have almost never seen. You both understand what a black hole is.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the viewers also know what a black hole is.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, hopefully. If not, just keep listening to the sexy voiced man. Don't think about it. So
Keep listening to the man with the interesting voice.
most most galaxies, star systems and such
Mm-hmm.
have something in the middle that's holding everything together. A solar system has a star. A set of solar systems are connected by a major star. That sort of stuff. The whole universe in its entirety probably has a pinpoint you can point at and go, that's the center.
Right.
A galaxy has a super mega black hole that keeps the galaxies
Hey,
together.
bartender. Can I get?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a refill.
I mean, he's
Fucking
topping himself off. I'm not.
Yeah.
This is the fucking motivator for me to get a VR headset. This bullshit.
It is.
Yep.
It is. It is. There you go. Thank you.
The only thing that will make you spend money to be more, inclusive is No more suffering.
Being forced to use hands in VR will obviously make you get the VR headset.
Yep.
This is gonna be the motivator. Playing fucking
exactly.
Murder 4 with my friends. Like, wait, how the fuck is this gonna work? I don't have hands.
The funny thing is drinking from a wine bottle when there's like
work.
much harder alcohol.
Yeah, there's
You just drink straight from the whiskey bottle,
whatever
you know?
that's called. Yeah, exactly.
But
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
But yeah, so
I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Imagine I just do this while I'm gone.
if it was possible, I think you gotta hold the trigger to make it keep doing that.
No, I'm holding nothing. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I have your stream pull up on my phone, so I'll be listening.
All right. So
time to shit talk him.
I'll be right back.
Man,
Yeah.
he's such a cool guy.
Hello, Quartz. So, super mega black hole.
Hey there.
So a regular black hole is usually smaller than a star, but has the
Right.
collective force to seriously wreak havoc in space. A super mega black hole is what happens when a black hole gets to a point where it can no longer grow. Good?
Fine. There we go. Yeah.
Fighting the stick drift. All right. So when a black hole consumes matter, it gets bigger. A super mega black hole
Mhm.
is what happens when it stops consuming matter. So instead, it just holds a bunch of planetary and celestial bodies near it, creating a galaxy. Well, the monarch, in the middle of the war, decided to deal with the enemies that were currently annoying him. He would implode a super mega black hole.
Whatever works.
Yeah. See, another piece of weird science. Do you know what a Dyson sphere is?
Vaguely.
It's the concept that we can surround a star with mirrors and use the star to get energy.
Oh, okay.
You can do the same thing to a black hole. I don't remember what the hell that technology is called, though. And doing that, you can, like any generator of energy, set it off if you fuck it up somehow. So imagine the idea of making a generator of sorts that is the size of a star, and then it goes critical.
Ooh.
Not exactly great for the local economy. Honestly, not great.
Basically turning the star into a supergiant.
Yeah, turning it into a bomb. Well, the monarch did that to a black hole.
Not great.
Yeah. As well as mixing said explosion with anti-cosmic, which the concept to be in situation, to say it lightly, of what the monarch is also a hive mind.
Mhm.
He has the ability to mind meld with things and connect them to his power. So exploding a super mega black hole, wiping out a whole fucking galaxy in the process, let him consume an entire galaxy in one go.
But that's cool.
Yeah. So in doing that, that leads to so many other problems later on. But he consumes a whole galaxy. He gets a whole fucking galaxy worth of power in one clean sweep. And I just absolutely adore shit like that. Like, that's the furthest end of the absolute insanity that has happened throughout the celestial bodies of the planets, the story, my universe.
And yeah,
And the big thing of why I'm explaining all of this is, like, I like helping other people with their writings, and I've been told that explaining my stuff, because it's so detailed and been worked on for so long, gives ideas to other people.
absolutely love hearing people gush about their stuff. And yeah, you're right. It does give me inspiration. I mean, with my story, in order for Orby to connect people to her hive mind, she uses what she calls mind honey, which, it's
That's
honey
the bee thing,
that her
yeah.
race developed themselves. Yeah, it's the bee thing. And what it does is it has like an additive inside of it to ramp up your endorphins whenever you ingest it so that you become addicted.
All
And the
right,
more
yeah.
you eat it, the more you get to everybody else. So, in a way, she's kind of the villain in my story because she doesn't intend on letting people go.
Yeah.
Like, you come the first time, you're there to stay. Even if you quote unquote leave, you are there to stay.
You and Zaya would probably have a lot in common. Because he's not a villain, he's just been put in a bad situation. Because
Yeah.
he also lost his planet.
Mm-hmm.
But that was later. Someone blew it up on purpose.
For me, her mind got a little broken from too much quiet.
Yeah.
And so, why would I let you leave?
He wasn't originally a hive mind. That was something else. But his thing was that a very, very evil man convinced him to genocide his own species for power. And the entire story is him heavily regretting that shit and trying everything he can to bring his species back from basically extinction.
Damn. That's fair, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's very fair.
The only problem is that's literally impossible.
That's also very fair.
And it doesn't help that, he becomes so powerful and dangerous that a completely separate super entity known as the Spire, which is the equivalent of like a Star Wars style empire,
Mm-hmm.
baits him to summon a planet to gain power from, because he could do that. The monarch has the ability to bring celestial bodies into view of whatever planet he's standing on and bask in the glow of said planet to gain power.
Oh, okay.
So they bait him to do that. He drags his home planet into view of the other planet that he's standing on, and then the Spire blows it the fuck up.
Fuck.
Yeah. So that didn't help him too much.
That's fair. Also, unrelated. Can I just say I feel bad for Resurgence's bladder? He's going to use the bathroom, but he's drinking so much whiskey that by the time he gets back, he's gonna have to go again.
He's just pouring it on his forehead. I don't know what you're on about.
No, that's obviously where the drinking hole is. It's kind of like how you refill the oil of a car.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, he's just
Makes sense, right?
he drinks through his skin. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like
It's
a
kind of
newt.
like how you drink through the hole in your suit.
Yeah. I mean, there is a body under here. You just can't see it. I'm almost completely transparent.
Fair enough.
God damn it. It gives me power. I drink enough and I can see sounds and hear colors. Yeah.
Oh, I love synesthesia.
Hell yeah.
I taste numbers.
But where else can I take that? So I'm trying to think of any other celestial creatures. Try and like give a logic here to bounce off of. There was so I added other realms as well. I thought that would have been an interesting touch.
I like that.
Pocket realities and such. A long time ago, I decided that I thought it would be an interesting idea to make Hell a planet, and everyone just refers to it as Hell, but it's not actually Hell. And I changed that. It's now a completely separate reality. It's a pocket reality that just happens to. That's where all the horrid fucking people from the main reality go.
I like that.
But trying to figure.
You wanna know what my favorite planet where I've created something is in reference to a real life planet?
Yeah.
Pluto.
Oh.
I created a lore for Pluto because I was so upset way back when they tried to say it wasn't a planet and then they brought it back. So I created a group, a community or a species on Pluto where they're shapeshifters, and they've developed the technology well enough to make it so that humans do not perceive them at all, down to the point that they're not perceived as a planet.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that would do it.
One of my favorite things to talk about because I love Pluto. Pluto is my favorite planet in the entire solar system. And you can't tell me it's not a planet.
Good, yeah. I mean, as far as I understand, it's as much of a planet as the thumb is a finger.
It has a finger.
Exactly, but it's a dwarf finger. It's smaller than the other fingers. But similar
Are you
logic.
making fun of the size of thumbs?
I mean,
don't be rude to the thumbs.
All right. I mean, it's an insult I hear commonly for some people. Is like, why do you look like a thumb?
I actually been told that once, and I was really confused. And I was like, the thumb is a great finger. What are you talking about?
Yeah, if we didn't have this, we wouldn't fucking be the dominant species on our planet. What do you mean?
And then they tried to tell me they were insulting me, and then I was like, well, you failed. Try harder. Get more creative, bitch.
Put a little bit more effort behind it. Damn.
Real quick. Yeah. Also, real quick, I forgot to ask before your stream, and I apologize. Cursing allowed, not allowed.
I have literally said the most rancid, horrid shit in prior streams. You're completely okay.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful.
I literally have a lore video that shows a man dying. I think we're good.
Listen, I've seen people with darker things, but heaven forbid I say the word fuck.
Yeah. No, seeing as my brother literally has a joke he plays that is anytime anyone screws up at any point, he literally says, please console the noose. So, you know. Yeah, we're all about humor. We're here for the
more and more.
We're here for the out of pocket comments. So long as it doesn't get me like comically age restricted, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That's the good baseline.
In this house.
Yeah, we're good. No, my favorite planet that I remember off the top of my head is I have two situations. I have a funny thing that goes on in my universe, which is there's duplicates. The thing that created my universe, which this is some weird meta level shit. In context of situation, the beings in that universe are third dimensional. The creature that made the universe is fourth dimensional. I'm a 4.5 dimensional being, and the viewers are 5 dimensional. So that's the scale of it.
I like that.
But in that same context, that fourth dimensional being that made the universe, welcome back.
All right, I'm back.
The being that made the universe is uncreative as shit. So he pulls a coder, you know, a usual programming idea, which is just copy paste.
Just copy paste it.
Yep. So there's just like hundreds of Earths across the universe with like slight differences to them.
That sounds great. It's like fast fashion.
Yeah. And the an in-universe
Fast fashion,
thing.
but for fucking worlds.
Yep. And it works. It gets the point across. But a character in the universe itself, a man known as Adam Swain, the first man, is I state he has an IQ of 500, but there's really no way to fucking tell. But he concluded through
genius.
research. Yeah, he's a super genius. But he managed to conclude that there are 3 versions of the human Earth in the universe at one time. And labeled them Earth, Soul, and Terra. Earths are basically like the average Earth, like, you know, the one the dreamers live in. Modern stuff, no magic, that sort of thing. There's no magic, there's no really major supernatural going on at the situation. There might be technology, but that's about it. Souls, which is based on the name of our star, SOL. Souls are seen to have high frequencies of magic and fantasy-like elements. No, wait. They're modern-ish worlds where technology and magic clash. Terra planets, Terra versions of Earth are fantasy, magic, and the world just hasn't seemed to be able to advance technology-wise.
Okay.
And there is one other, which I don't have a solid name for, but we've been referring to them as soil, which is basically any Earth planet that has completely just fucked itself.
So basically, dead planets.
Yeah, dead planets are apocalyptic, or the economy failed, or whatever the fuck be damned.
Okay. That
Any
makes sense.
any
so
planet that had sapient life on it and now doesn't are referred to as soil planets.
That's kind of cool.
But with that context, there are also planets that aren't very Earth-like. One of them, which I never gave a name for because I didn't really think that hard into the planet itself, just the things on it, it's a Jupiter-sized Earth. So it's a massive planet, and in context with the massive planet, all the things living on it are also giant. And the sentient species, or the sapient species on the planet, does not have a name. Bob came up with a name. I completely fucking forgot it. It was some Latin shit.
Some Latin shit.
You know, the same way we name shit on our planet.
It's fitting.
Yeah. It's something like combining the words for worm, octopus, rocks, and something else. Because these creatures are... They're asexual entities of sorts that are basically like wads of flesh that can... What's it called? Separate through osmosis.
Mitosis?
Mhm.
Mitosis, yeah.
When they split off and then create two separate beings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can reproduce asexually, so... But they start life as basically just balls of flesh and nerves. And as they grow, they gain more appendages and stuff. And they start covering themselves in minerals to protect themselves.
So they get stoned.
Yeah. Pretty on the point,
So
yeah.
proud of that one.
Nail on the head. Good job.
Yeah.
But a majority of the creatures in this species of, I don't know, rock wads or something. I don't know really what to call them. These rock creatures, they will take up any goddamn form. They really don't have a specific. Some stay balls their entire lives. Some turn into like weird snake creatures. Some, never gain any rocks at all. But one of them is the smartest of their entire species, which is not saying much because they have the intelligence of brain-damaged monkeys. But
Oh no.
this
Mine's
one,
just slightly less.
yeah, they have the like collective IQ of like most toddlers. So the smartest in their species has an IQ of 80. Which is slightly above average for Americans by about 30 points.
Pulling up an average, it's a average human IQ.
I said America, but
IQ like 90.
Oh, yeah,
92.
Americans are very dumb, but I feel like that's common knowledge.
yeah.
It says 85 to 115 is the average.
Damn.
All right, we're not doing that bad.
Yeah, they're. What did you say these things IQ was?
The smartest one on the entire planet has an IQ of 80.
That's below average according to this. So
Yeah.
So they're not geniuses, but they're not complete fucking morons.
That's just the smartest one.
They're Hang on. So in other words,
that
you mean
one's
to tell me
not a genius compared to us.
the smartest one is just a Florida man. Got it.
Yeah, he's about on that level. Yeah. He's somewhere in that range.
The greatest compliment I think a Florida man has ever been given.
Besides the cops saying, man, that guy took a lot of paintballs to take down.
Context, I'm a Florida woman, so I can say that.
Yeah. I mean, I've lived my entire life.
First-hand experience.
We live basically in the other worst part of the East Coast.
We live within like an hour of each other, and we both live in PA.
Pennsylvania.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
This
At
is
least
what
I get
says
fun
so
stories.
much.
Yeah, we just get horror.
I forget what happened, but there was like some fucking thing where it was like a Pennsylvania man did something, and all the memes were just like Florida man finally a worthy opponent.
Yeah. You get the one Philadelphian fentanyl addict, and they're gonna do shit. They're gonna do shit. You leave them alone, they're gonna do shit.
Listen,
I saw a guy talk.
I'm happy enough to say I can give people Florida man and Florida woman stories just based on my siblings alone. So
Yep.
I'm great.
I saw a guy talking about how he came to Pennsylvania and was like, how the fuck do people live here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I lived there for so long and finally fucking left the area. But back to the rock creatures. The smartest one on the planet of the whole species had enough brain cells to reason through two major facts. One, that there are stars, that there's stuff up there. And two, the most physically able body that can be made with their genetics is humanoid. Where all of his brothers and sisters and other members of his species were like balls covered in tentacles or like a snake. Or one of them just doesn't move anymore because he decided it was a good idea to become a fucking box. So, yeah.
A box.
He actually, figured out,
sure
like...
he's not dead? He's... Yeah.
Like, no, he's still breathing. He just can't move.
He's still breathing. He still knows what's going on. He just can't fucking move.
Yeah. But, those two things collective gave reason to his form, which is he looks kind of like Godzilla without a tail. Sort of.
Right, okay.
And these creatures get massive, like really massive, like 65 meters tall. Like that's well into several 100 feet tall.
Hello.
Damn.
So having that knowledge and understanding what stars and space are to some fucking extent, which, by the terms of his own people, he was seen as a philosopher. Because he was the only one who actually had the patience to look up. Besides the poor box who's stuck like that. They can't do shit with him. He's just permanently looking upwards. So someone kicks him over.
Poor thing.
But this entity, this creature, was given the name Colossus by what found him. Which is, he had the intelligence and knowledge to look up at the star in the sky closest to his planet and see that it was dying. Like that it was burning out.
Damn.
And after coming to that conclusion and looking around and realizing that no one on his goddamn planet can understand this, or at least some can, but explaining it to him would not work, he started basically screaming into the sky for help. Like literally the thing Godzilla did in the movie where he like shoots a laser into the sky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just ah!
Yeah, so he just starts yelling out into the cosmos for something to help his people. And God forbid anything else show up except the monarch.
Oh.
And luckily it was the monarch and not his emissary. That's a completely separate thing. I've told Resurgence about this and how much of an asshole the emissary is.
Mm-hmm.
He plays devil's advocate with people, or the monkey's paw. The emissary, when he recruits people into their cause and their hive mind, he plays the monkey's paw.
This is what sucks about this, because for me it looks like I'm pouring it.
There you go. Thank you.
All right.
There we go.
So when the
I
emissary
want
recruits
the
people,
stimulus glass.
yeah, he plays the monkey's paw on them. And it's basically like, I'll give you what you want, power, whatever, but I'm taking something.
Understandable.
The monarch does not do that. He completely, like, what's the word? He follows through with his deal. So when he shows up to find this planet dying and this creature having the intelligence to scream into the sky and beg for assistance, he gives Colossus an offer, which is, I will reignite your star, and I will keep it burning. But in trade, you will be joining my hive mind as a siege beast. And the monarch collects champions. Colossus becomes one of them. His
That's
champions
cool.
they're like the strongest of the hive mind. They get all the fun
Right.
toys and stuff. The brain skipped a beat. Hold on. Where am I?
Your brain just did it.
Yep. Had a bit of whiplash. So the champions, there are 30 total, I believe, at this point. By the end of the universe. The end of the story. There are 30 of them. They are ranked in power. So before Colossus became a champion, the list was pretty solid. I can't really explain it without like explaining the characters in question, but I'll give off some names and just go with it. So in power ranking, there's the Monarch, there's the Emissary, there was a figure named Drago, there was I'm trying to remember all 30 of them off the top of my head, and I can't do that, but and then there were like two other people below Drago.
I would either.
And to give reason of how strong Drago is under the Emissary, he's an Elder Lich.
Ooh.
He's an Elder Lich with no phylactery. Can't kill him. So, and there's like numbers and other crap attached to it, and Bob came up with a bunch of other things. And the way they determine the power scaling of all the champions is how quickly they could render a planet unlivable. The Emissary can literally like just throw a moon at a planet. That's how strong he could like easily get rid of a planet. Drago can completely wipe off all living things on a planet in a week. Just
So
drop
there's like
him
a
right.
danger scale.
Yeah.
For how quickly they can decimate things. Okay.
Yep. So that's the power scaling between Drago and the Emissary. And then the Monarch can literally just snap his fingers and make a planet explode. The minute Colossus becomes a champion, without even fucking doing anything, he is at the top of the list.
Holy shit.
He takes Drago's place.
That's interesting.
Because in his base form, he was only 65 meters tall. Roughly, I think the conversion rate of that is 190 feet. Not too sure. The Monarch gives him the power to get bigger. So much bigger, in fact, that when this motherfucker sits down, he is damn near identical to a mountain.
I like that sense reference.
Yeah,
Couldn't think of the word, so closest to it.
we're all losing brain cells as we go.
Nothing wrong with that. It's fine.
That happens. So he grows bigger in size. I do not remember the exact measurement we gave it. I think it was 300 meters tall is his maximum.
Damn.
That is
He a tall boy.
That is triple the height of the Empire State Building. That is roughly 1/5 taller than Mount Everest. So that alone is a dangerous ability to have. Just being that fucking big. The other benefit that the Monarch can give his champions is he can just turn off laws of nature. Like laws of the fucking universe, he just turns them off. Don't want gravity to apply to you? Gone. You don't want laws of physics to work anymore? Gone. The square cube rule? Nope. That's also how Colossus could be that big.
I can just see him going to a planet, being like, gumball, and just plopping it in his mouth.
Yeah. He could just eat a moon like a fucking donut, you know?
Breaker.
Just floating through space, just grabs an asteroid and just fucking nom. Fucking doggy paddle through fucking space. Yeah. But he's not as big as like Galactus. Galactus is bigger than planets. He's not that big.
That's fair.
But the reason that makes him so goddamn dangerous, besides, those facts, is that the Monarch can drop him from orbit onto the planet.
Oh.
And he's roughly the same weight and size as the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep. That is if, he wants to get to his full size. He'll shrink down when he's airdropped to not destroy the planet if there's like a task that needs to get done. But let me tell you a story of a little bit more existential dread in a context, a little bit of horror. I want to say this is cosmic horror, but I don't think so. I don't know what you would call this type of horror, but just listen and it'll make sense. So, the good guys, air quotes, send one of their operatives to a planet to get something. Not exactly just get something away from the Monarch and his hive mind. The minute this guy gets his hands on the object and starts getting away with it, he then needs to get to the highest building in the city that he's in order to teleport out. Because there's radio static of sorts screwing the transmission. So they can't open a portal in the area, so he needs to get to the highest point to get cell service, basically. As he's going there starts to be earthquakes. Like, not like hard earthquakes, but like rumbling. And it seems normal, it's fine, it's whatever. They're on a coast city, so.
Hello?
Oh, did it?
What?
Did he die for you too?
What happened?
Yeah.
Did you
you
accidentally
muted
mute
yourself, I think.
How long was I quiet?
No,
I'm just
I don't.
gonna try filling up the drink while we figure this out.
What happened?
Oh, there you are. Hello.
I don't know how I pulled that off.
Listen, it's not.
How long was I
for me,
quiet?
it's not a stream without a little scuff.
How long?
Not
Maybe
even a
5
full minute.
seconds.
Oh,
Maybe
thank
like
God.
5 seconds before I started saying something. So you're
Oh,
good.
thank God.
Yeah, no, you were not muted. You were not muted for long. Don't worry.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
I had to make sure you were like moving and still talking for me to be like, okay, hang on.
All right. I was about to say, because if I was just talking to myself about that story, I'd been pissed.
Yeah, just be like, I'm gonna sit here and stare at this man and wait until he understands that he's muted himself and I can't hear a word he's saying. Totally
All right,
something I would do.
where'd I
No.
get cut off?
You said that he went to the highest point for cell reception, and then in the middle of the next sentence is when you cut off.
Okay. So while he's going there to that the tower, to like one of the biggest skyscrapers in the city, there starts to be minor earthquakes,
Okay.
and they don't seem that out of place. It being a coastal city, and there's basically a war going on around him, so he doesn't think about it. As he starts climbing the building and going up the stairs and everything to get to the roof, the earthquakes get worse, going from like a magnitude 2 all the way up to like a magnitude 6.
Oh man.
And as he's climbing, he's noticing this and he's asking command, like, what the hell is going on? What is that? He's like, stop for a minute, look out the first window you can off to the east. Like, oh God, what am I about to say? He stops and looks, and in the distance, there's a mountain range. And one of the mountains gets up. and it doesn't get up like you've
Keep
seen
coming.
in movies, like when a big creature moves.
Mm-hmm.
It gets up, like a person does who just fell over.
Oh.
Right.
Like there's no struggle. It just gets up and like dusts itself off. And then it looks at him. It's
Oh my
definitely
Taking a nap. It was.
yeah. And so the commander says, "It's like that's what's causing the earthquakes. You should probably get running."
Move,
And
bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch.
in a completely other location, the voices talking to that giant creature, which is Colossus, the monarch, woke him up from his nap and
Oh shit!
told
It really
him,
was just taking it.
yeah, he was just sleeping in the mountain range nearby. But he wakes Colossus up with a quick pulse of energy and says, off to the west of you, you see that little area of things standing? There's a man there. He's the reason you're awake. He woke you up. Deal with him.
So he's telling me when I get woken up from my nap.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want
he's
to
not-
kill the first thing I see.
He's not too happy about that.
Gets woken up, gets woken up, has knife from seemingly nowhere, stabs.
Hang on. I have a knife. I have 2 knives in my car for protection. I have a knife on the table next to my couch for when I take naps. I have a knife in my bedroom on the nightstand. It really is.
How unsafe
Yeah.
is your town?
It's fucking Florida.
I'm just a paranoid bitch, and I'm a Florida woman.
Florida. But
Thank you. I really need this.
I also have, defense
Thank
tools,
you.
but I'm surrounded by swords, so
Fair.
But yeah, the agent starts booking it up the fucking stairs after seeing that. Like fucking 3 steps at a time type shit. Fucking heel toe, the entire go. And he gets to the roof and he's realizing that the earthquakes have not only stopped, but that like there's a weird airs. And then he gets up and he reaches the railing and he looks forward and he sees that Colossus is still staring at him. And like he does like one of these, and then he like gets down on one leg, like a Olympic sprinter.
Oh no! On your mark, get set.
Yeah. And then the earthquakes start again as he starts booking it towards the city. And I'm not talking like how Godzilla runs. I'm not talking like, like trudging. The laws, the square cube rule and gravity do not fucking affect him. He is running like a regular person. So
that is
full on
terrifying and amazing. I love it.
Olympic sprint towards the city. At his size.
You might want to hurry.
Yeah. So the agent is like, oh shit! Oh fuck! He gets the fucking device working, and right as he's about to hit it to like send the signal, Colossus gets into town, into the city, crushes some stuff, jumps and drop kicks the fucking building.
Oh, damn.
With the entire collective force of fucking what is his name? The guy from the Dying Light series. I don't remember his name.
I don't either.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Fucked.
That one guy.
Crane.
That one guy.
I know that part of his name. His first name is Crane. But it's...
If anybody has the answer, feel free to say it and I'll
Yeah, please.
It.
But the Dying Light, you get a drop kick, and Kyle Crane. That was it. That's his name. Kyle Crane. And the minute you unlock the drop kick, that is your main weapon.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker in Dying Light puts his entire goddamn weight into that drop kick.
Damn.
Like, if you see videos of it anywhere or play the game, you hit people with the force of a fucking car. Like, grown-ass men are thrown backwards from this drop kick.
Okay, but that sounds like a fun time.
It is. It's great. It's a fucking amazing game. But it's
kicked into the... Yeah.
Colossus puts his entire weight into a drop kick to destroy the building. And goes through the building.
What building? There was no building.
Yeah. So the agent manages to hit the button right as he does that, and then the whole fucking building collapses under him. But luckily, as he's falling, the portal opens at the bottom to where he's falling. So he has to hit the portal to survive.
Right.
The problem is, while he's falling, Colossus has gotten back up and starts following him down using his foot.
Oh.
So portal, man falling, foot following man. And that is the perfect explanation of how fucking scary Colossus is as a champion.
That is actually terrifying, and I love it.
A giant
Absolutely love it.
creature alone is scary. Go watch any Godzilla movie.
Right.
But you take away the laws of
Man, I love
physics
Godzilla.
from that creature. Good job. Fucked. You're welcome.
Yeah, yeah.
You made a whole new problem. I love that creature so much. That's one of my favorite champions. Right next to the one I
He's like such
just
an interesting character.
made. I love him. And the best part is how he speaks. I love doing that for characters, is like talking about how they or function, how they speak. I think he's... Alright, we're not gonna worry about him. I don't know what he's doing. So Colossus talks in the third person. Like, you know, anytime you've ever heard giants speak, that's how he speaks.
I love that.
But the other champion I made recently was a goblin. Like, we're slowly adding more champions, and we made a goblin who's a cult leader. And I love him.
God
He's
fucking damn.
he's so cool. I could use him to point out to another celestial ideal that I love, that I'm sure you could use at some point. So, Gemsi is his name. Gemsi. Gemsi. He is 3'5", and his father ran a cult. They sacrificed him. His own father sacrificed him to the moon god by drowning him. The moon god looked down at this poor goblin and decided, no, we're not doing that. And I used the factor of idea that all mana comes from the moon.
Yeah, that's a good point, considering a lot of people in witchcraft use the moon phases for their powers anyways.
Bingo. That's the idea I work off of. Is that the moon gives mages the ability to connect to their mana. Without it, they can't really as well, or not at all. So the moon god itself gave this goblin the ability to use magic and just jacked up their mana. So this one goblin, this little goblin, has more mana in his body than 5 men.
Damn.
On top of a couple other things. But the big thing, besides getting a sick-ass scar on the side of his face, which he has a white mark on his face that looks like the moon over his eye.
Listen, we always need a little edginess. It's needed.
Yeah. And he gets gravity magic. The moon gives him full rain gravity magic. And this little fucker takes full advantage of it.
Fair.
Brim, one of the other guys who have helped me with my story. Doc knows Brim.
Yeah.
Me and him talked last night about the interaction between his character, a man named John, who is known as the Thorn in comparison to the enemies. He has beat every champion. He has gone toe to toe with every champion in the Void's collection and has bested them in some way.
Okay.
His interaction with Gemsi is very funny. So there are 3 cult leaders total in the Monarch's collection. And after Gemsi joins, the 3 of them become friends. Not very good. You really don't want cult leaders to become friends.
Why not? It sounds like a great idea.
For them, sure. For everyone else, that's questionable. But there's a man named Alton. He is a Eldritch god. Eldritch demigod. He was given the powers of an Eldritch demigod. Which is another celestial thing I love to fuck with, is Elder gods. Eldritch horrors are fun to play with.
Agreed.
But he has the power over, like, nature and stuff. And a couple other whack-ass powers. John and Alton know each other. They've been fighting for a long time. John shows up to a place that he was told Alton had been and was causing problems. He shows up, and the entire little village that he walked up into has been leveled. Like there's been an earthquake or something.
Right.
And John just blows it off. It's like, oh, Alton could do that, so yeah, whatever. Alton could shake the roots of trees under plants and shit and cause an earthquake. So yeah, whatever, it's fine. He walks further into town and then suddenly stops. He just stops dead. And he suddenly realizes he has lost the strength to lift his own gun. Or his feet. And he's trying to, while he's trying to figure out what the fuck this is, that he suddenly, all his bones feel kind of weird. The weight immediately doubles and he collapses onto one knee. From the weight.
Damn.
Also, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
My headset's about to...
Oh, I had a feeling. Yeah, we were gonna get a solid maybe 2 or 3 hours out of this.
Yeah, I just got the notification.
So you got 15%. I think the thing shows up at 15%.
Yeah, if I suddenly disappear though, because I have no idea, because sometimes my headset's just stupid. Just letting you know.
Yeah, all right. I'll finish up this story and then you guys can get, because I've just been talking myself to explain interesting concepts of celestial bodies. You guys can give a piece of an idea. Because I know you two have an amazing lore as well to discuss. I'd love to hear it. I'll finish this funny little idea. So, John collapses on the one knee under the weight of his armor becoming not the density, but the weight of a car. He suddenly gained the weight of a car on top of him.
Damn.
What's more surprising is that just collapsed him onto a knee. And he's still trying to get up from this weight. But Alton walks out from behind some wreckage, walks up to him, puts his staff beside his head, and says, do you feel that? I bet you that hurts, doesn't it? I'm not the one doing that. I want you to meet someone. And then the fucking little goblin guy comes prancing out. wielding his funny
It's like,
staff.
hi,
And it comes skipping out,
hi.
talking in like the third person. Of like, Gemsy is happy to meet you. Gemsy was told that you were a big issue. And John sees the new champion. It's like, ah, fuck, it's a goblin. Ah, son of a bitch. Like, all right, I'm not doing this shit today. So he fixes himself and manages to stand up just a bit, basically lifting a car. And then Gemsy lifts his staff, slams it on the ground, and John immediately faceplants.
He
As
was
he
being easy on John.
he suddenly has the weight of a fucking building put onto him. Like, the weight of a skyscraper suddenly on his back. Because it's not just immediate faceplant, he's burrowing into the fucking plant, into the soil from the weight.
Oof.
And that's the best we got on that fact. But me and John came to the logic of, like, there's not really much you could do against someone with gravity magic. There's not a whole lot you could do to try and counter that.
Yeah, there's not much.
Like, the pull of a planet in any capacity is really difficult to deal with. And if someone just has the magical ability to say, hey, you're now standing in an area that has the same gravitational pull as fucking Jupiter, what do you do? You just die, I guess. That's really it.
Yeah, honestly, you just sit there and take it.
Yeah.
Or sit there and take it. I'm gonna stick with that sentence because the next one would have been worse.
Oh yeah. But I'm still figuring out Gemsy. Gemsy has gravity magic and reflection magic. And those are two powers you don't see very much.
It sounds kind of cool though.
Yeah, it lets me do really scary shit with him too. Because it's like, I wanted to get art of it, but there's a thing where he's looking into a pool of water, and it's reflective, and you see the reflection speaking, but then Gemsy turns his head to look at the person, and the reflection is still looking at you.
Oh, that's terrifying. But I love those kinds of things.
Yeah. I love that imagery, and it's great to now have a character I could do shit like that with.
I like
But
that a lot.
that's enough of the wacky stuff of my own universe. How about you? How about you tell a story before you die?
Yeah, before I die, if I disappear in the middle of it, rip.
If you
Okay,
disappear,
so
we're gonna have Resurgence tell a story, and then we're gonna call it.
okay. So story.
Give a decent
You know what?
adventure Orbit went on, or an interesting creature she came across.
Yeah, I've got one. So I'm going to talk about one of my starlings,
Let's
who
go.
is a cosmic entity.
Put your
He
hand up
is
if
his
you're in chat.
own streamer. I don't think he is. He's on the other side of the world, so
Could have a fucked sleep schedule like I do.
True. His name is Phantom Malice King.
Hell yeah.
If I remember his character correctly, he is probably almost as tall as Colossus is.
All right.
Literally the size of my character is like an actual bee on his hand, and my character is about 6'5".
So yeah, several 100 feet tall.
Several
All right.
Right.
Or a couple 100 feet tall.
Yeah. He also does the whole trying to make a hive mind, but his way of doing it, he has like this. Once I try to describe people, it just goes away from your head. He does it by eating you.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
his
cool.
head
All
is
right, yeah,
basically
sure.
one giant mouth.
Cool, 4, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm probably completely butchering it, and if
That
he's
just
actually
reminded
listening
me
to this, he's
of
gonna kill me.
a quick extra thing I forgot about Colossus. He has a fucking dwarf star in his chest.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's completely unrelated though, but yeah, he has that.
So when Orby was traveling through his territory, as he called it, he was fully ready to just destroy the entire asteroid that she was on. It wasn't until she approached him and was like, "Oh, aren't you sweet? Hello," that he seemed amused by her. They discussed things. She shared her little plight of trying to share with the world her culture and wanting to share the Starlight Circus with everybody. And he was like, "Huh, well, that seems mildly interesting. There's not much I can do right now other than fight this worm god that is battling for my territory at the moment."
Warhammer, gotcha.
And Orby decided to take that opportunity to go, "Oh, well, why don't you come and join me?" He was amused by her, so he gave a little opportunity. He was like, "I will give one chance, but I am evil incarnate. You are not welcome in my territory. Once I grow bored of you, you either will leave if I allow you to, or you will be destroyed." So she did her entire spiel. She did her best to entertain the cosmic horror. And in the end, he thought of her as a little amusement.
All right.
And then she offered him one of her snacks, which just so happened to be
The honey.
flavored
Yeah.
jelly. Now, whenever she has a problem, whether it be space pirates or particularly stubborn, she will reach out for his help, and quick as a flash, they will either join the hive or they'll just be dead.
All right, yeah.
God, fuck.
That's pretty good. Pretty good shit.
She one of her favorite things to do is find cosmic entities now and try to see if she can get them on her side. Whether it be through mutual or just by manipulation.
I'm a starling technically because I am following you. That's a weird interaction, I'm sure.
Oh, most definitely.
As it's almost entirely just a verbal agreement and not honey because I'm a digital entity on a completely separate plane of reality.
Nothing wrong with that. Also, my headset just said, again, the thing, so I'll probably be disappearing.
Now you're definitely at like 10-15%.
Yeah. So, but I like the thought that with you, because it's a digital entity, she more so came to you, explained her situation, and you guys have the mutual understanding that she might pop up in your dimensions from time to time. She means no
like
harm
this.
to you, and if she happens to tread too much to your boundaries, she'll back off.
Yeah. I give you the ability to step into digital dream space, and you give me something to amuse myself in my isolation.
Before I disappear, can I give quick
Yeah, go ahead.
outro for myself. That way, if I disappear, I can just
Yeah, go ahead and say
Okay.
goodbye to everyone.
Hi, bye guys. Again, my name is Orbitana. You can find me on Twitch. Typically, I stream on Wednesdays and Sundays. I do cozy games, visual novels, or whatever the fuck I just want to play. Whatever is in the mood for it. I will be streaming tomorrow at 5 p.m. East, 6 p.m. East Standard Time. And we'll be playing Infinity Nikki. I'm very excited for that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you so much for letting me be on your stream.
I'm very happy to have you here.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I'm curious to see who I can get next to
Alright.
come and have a drink with me.
Well, if you ever need any recommendations, I do have a couple people in my server that I might be able to hook you up with.
Maybe that cosmic god you were talking about. Bring him in here. See how that goes. Sure, that won't be horrible.
I could always ask him if he's down for it. Yeah.
You gotta have.
Believe me, he loves.
You gotta be
talking
able
about
to
his
actually
lore.
step into the digital world, though. So there's that caveat.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if he's got this.
I'll look
thing,
around.
But he can try.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It was lovely. Well, my drift is trying to tell me goodbye. It was lovely seeing you. It was lovely hanging out, and it was lovely meeting you.
Same to you.
Yeah, and it was lovely meeting all your lovely fans. I hope they come join me as a starling. Join the hive.
And a couple of your starlings are staying as dreamers. It's always good to have.
Yeah, if you haven't followed him and you're one of my starlings, please follow him. He's really cool.
We are 4 away from
50.
Can't see the black hand to the
Was that?
black background, but I'm 4 away from 100.
Oh,
Thanks to one of your followers.
I'm gonna go advertise that right now.
Yeah. But if you want to stick
Alright.
around until you
Bye,
actually
guys.
drop dead to just hear his story.
Yeah, I'm
Completely up
actually
to you.
I've got your stream up right now, so what I'll do is I'll pop out, but I'll still be in your chat.
All right, cool. Well, good luck, getting
don't
through
listen to
dream
the
space
story.
again, back to your own timeline.
Thanks, I promise not to watch too many rocks on my way out.
Yeah, try not to trip over anything else. Thank you for being here,
I'll
Orbit.
try. Bye.
Good luck.
Of course. Ooh, rock.
Ah, god damn it. She didn't even make it out the door, dude. All right. So, how about we hear a story from you? One of Resurgence's many adventures before we call it for the night. You got 10 minutes.
All right, so all right, I think I got one. So, in my lore, as you know, there are a lot of different gods, and they have varying levels of power and different abilities. One of the very powerful and very old gods is Ornera, who is referred to by a lot of different names. One of them is the Shadow Mother, because she's created a lot of shadow-like monsters that roam the world. And it was about 1,000 years ago, real time, because I was kind of trapped in a pocket dimension for a while. There was a war between two lands, Brighton and Muldrikaz, that became so out of hand that the fucking gods got involved.
Yeah, I love those kinds of wars.
Ornera, unfortunately, Ornera was on the enemy lines.
Oh, fucking.
And, yeah. So that was already a bit of a problem.
Wait, so what's she the god of? I don't remember if he said.
She is the god of a. It's more of like a. This term is more of like a family tree kind of thing. She's the goddess of a thing called a Seridae. The Seridaes are like shadowy creatures that take on various different forms. One of the most common ones is a Forest Shrieker, which is this very thin humanoid shape that sort of possesses a body that works as like armor.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah, so she is very powerful. Very few people want to fuck with her. And one of the gods on Brighton's side was the god of storms. And Resurgence decided to basically do what Iroh did in Avatar with lightning. Had the god of storms send a lightning bolt down at him. He used a sword like a lightning rod, and then tried using magic to blast it at Ornera. And this ended horribly because it hurt him like hell having a blast of lightning channeled by a god go straight through his arm, and he sent it straight at Ornera. It was a direct hit, and she just tanked it. Like, it didn't hurt her at all, and she was just staring at him, and he's like, well, I'm gonna fucking die.
Well, yeah, shit,
And
that's
he,
not great.
yeah, and he passes out from the pain, because, again, just tanked a lightning bolt. And everyone thinks that Ornera's about to rip this man a new one and, like, torture him for the next year. And she just, like, walks up to him, like, looks down at him, says something. No one knows what he said except maybe Resurgence. And then she just leaves. And every Saturday on the battlefield leaves, she leaves, they're just gone. And to this day, no one knows why. Some people think that maybe it was like she was showing sympathy. Some people think that it's like she just felt bad for him, like basically trying to kill himself to stop her.
So what was it?
But Resurgence had already spoken to her before, and Forest Shriekers, when they die, they leave behind a core. It's this kind of rock-shaped ball. It's this kind of rocky ball that.
Alright.
And it's like their heart. If that is returned to Ornera, she can use it to create a new Forest Shrieker that holds the same memories and personality as the one that died. And he gathered up a shit ton of them from on that battlefield and offered them to her, while explaining that he didn't want to fight in this war. He, like, hated that the gods had to get involved with this shit. I just noticed what you're doing. And so he offered those to her to even consider ending the war, and when he saw her on the battlefield again, he thought that because she's one of the most powerful, she was likely the one deciding that this war continues with the gods being involved. And so he was just trying to take her out of the battlefield, and she respected him for that. And basically she just said that she respects what he's willing to do to save those that he cares about, and that she's not fighting anymore.
Alright, hell yeah. Casually impress a god. Alright,
Yeah,
casually.
and again, this is one of the oldest and most powerful gods.
Not exactly easy. He did something that, you know, wouldn't even make fucking what the fuck is his name? Hanma? Hiroju Hanma? Flinch? The guy from Baki. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that happened somewhere in Baki. Someone gets hit by a fucking bolt of lightning. Casually pull a Thor and impress a god. It's good shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's gonna be a really fucking weird dream for Resurgence when he gets up.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, also that's definitely nightmare shit, but like this.
Yeah. Well,
Just wake up and it's like, why the fuck was I tending a fucking bar?
yeah.
What?
A why was there a like whatever
Like, who the
this thing
fuck were
is
those
in front of me?
people? What the fuck?
Very confusing night indeed.
Uh, good stories all around. A good
Yeah.
2 hours. I hope to do this stuff again. I just gotta find some other people.
Yeah, this is fun.
This is definitely gonna happen probably like once every couple of months because God, trying to collab with people is like trying to pull teeth, but you know. I'm just happy that Orbit said yes, and that you had the chance to actually be here, and your fucking Marvel's rival game didn't last until like the heat death of the universe,
Yeah,
which
I want to
I
say
am
everyone,
downloading that.
I joined this world wearing this.
Yeah, before we go, why the fuck not? Sure,
I joined wearing this, and Martyr looked at me and went, "No."
yeah, we're not doing that today. No, no bullshit. But yeah, so time to call it a night. I got a couple other things to deal with. I'm glad you all could be here. I'm glad you were here. I don't think anyone's live right now, but I'm not sure. We'll raid someone. We'll figure out raid someone. I'm happy everyone could be here with for mock tales with Martyr and guests. So, till next time, do a jump. All right, cool. I'll see you guys. Godspeed, everyone, and good luck. Fucking mouse.